Good morning, traders. It's Trader Rob. Today is Wednesday, November 19th. We got some high impact news here. I think this morning. FOMC minutes at 1 p.m. Central Time. And we've got oil inventory report that's set to come out today. What time is 9:30 a.m. Central Time. So an hour after the open. Big one's going to be the FOMC meeting minutes. So see if we can find some good A+ winning setups here this morning. Let's get back into the horse after, for me, a nasty loss yesterday. But I have put it in the rearview mirror. I don't know how many of you guys took some of the setups I left with you guys with yesterday, but it was a bad day to turn off the charts for me. That was TP1, TP2 Central. All right, so on the NQ, I did spot an early morning long at the 24,483.25, targeting the 2490. And then TP2 at the 24,494, with the stop loss at the 476.25. So take a look at that. Mark that one up on your charts. For those with the signal service, that signal's already in there. All right, nice little sweep there by the NQ. All right. We kind of barely broke structure here, but oh, this one's coming quick. I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to get this one loaded up, but we'll just see what happens, what kind of reaction we get here. See how the morning starts off. Whoa. That was a quick one. Jesus. Didn't even give me enough time to color in my lines, but that was a reaction point. That was a big old reaction point, man, right there. Right to the point. Just not enough time to map that one out. It's just the market is grabbing liquidity like crazy. But very good reaction point there. Very good reaction point. Morning, Nordic. Morning, Buddy. Morning, Joe. Morning, Steve. Morning, Michael. Brian, good morning. Randy, good morning. All right. So I get rid of this guy. That one worked out really nicely. If you could have got into that one, that was quick. That was a quick one. Morning, show me the money. Well, I already mapped out two setups on the NQ. One that just, literally mapped it out a few seconds before it hit. So no chance of getting into that trade. Now this one that I'm mapping out right now, TP2 is a little dicey. I'm going to go very conservative on TP2 because I don't think that this one's going to have the legs. This NQ trade up here, again, TP2, it's a little tight. So this one might be one that you just target TP1. The 24,769.50 as an entry. TP1 at 24,763.50. TP2 at 24,760.25. With a stop loss at the 24,776. Again, entry at the 769.50, targeting the 763.50, and TP2 at the 760.25. Stop loss at the 776. That's going to be a kind of a small one there, but all right, let's take a look at the ES. ES had a really nice move this morning. I honestly I was at the charts maybe about it was pretty much exactly right when I got to the charts, right at 710. I was doing my levels for the ES and the NQ, and we had a phenomenal reaction here. This would have been my entry right here. Phenomenal entry. But was not on the charts at that time. And this one's already kind of been beat up. So they balanced out a good amount of volume there. This never broke structure. So on the ES, we're still looking at this 6602, targeting the 6605 and the 6607. But they stop at the 6598. That's from yesterday. 6602.75, targeting 6605 and then 6607. But they stop at the 6598. And then to the upside, we still got the 6719 targeting the 6717 and the 6714, but they stop at the 6723. Again, that was a setup from yesterday, maybe the day before. Let's see. All right, so we need the ES to break some structure here. And then we can start taking a look. That would have been a nice trade earlier this morning, but morning GTO. So I made a small chart edition. I'm not sure why I didn't do this earlier, but I've always kind of been complaining that my footprint chart is just so narrow because of how to show it on screen for you guys. So what I did is I added the NQ and the ES footprint chart now full screen on one of my charts. So it kind of mimics what I used to have upstairs. So now I don't really have to be scrolling back to see if there was a footprint confirmation or not. No alligators for me. All right, keep moving. Keep moving. Like to see the NQ break that 733. Right around here. I'd love to see that break through here. That'd be a good auction place for it to start. Morning, Key. Morning, Crypto Nerd. All right, that was a nice little pop there. So now, it's a big pump here. Nice. All right, let's take a look at this guy here. Dang it. This one might come quick here. Might come quick. Sorry, I know the IB is right in the middle of this trade, but See if I can get this one fixed up. All right, so we got a long opportunity at the 24,674. Take profit at the 24,681.75. TP2 at the 24,687. I apologize in advance for the stop. It's a big one, but sorry, I'll get right back to it. Let's just see what happens here. All right, so we're looking at a short at the 24,769.50, targeting the 24,763 and the 24,760. I got a rusting limit order. I just want to see hopefully a quick reaction here. Unfortunately, the level of defense is at the 80s, so about 4 points above, but let's see what happens. Oh my God, again. It's the same shit every single day now. All right, cancel that order. Unbelievable, right to the tick. This is getting old, to be honest with you. Same as yesterday. And now watch. Now watch what happens here. Let's see. That was a good footprint confirmation there. It was decent. The 80s, like I said, mentioned earlier, is the next pocket of... All right. I missed another trade by an absolute tick. Let me see where that one was at. High on that one was the 25, yeah, by a tick. This is starting to get old. Starting to get old. Nice. Good job, buddy. So 2 NQ setups already. Actually, we got 4 mapped out, but 2 of them that would have played out. One that would have played out TP1, TP2. This one, again, we missed by a tick. So here we got a long at the 24,674.25, targeted at 24,681.75, and TP2 at the 24,687, with a stop loss at the 24,664.25. So again, entry 674.25, stop at the 664.25, TP1 at the 681.75, and TP2 at the 24,687. I'll leave that one up there for you guys for a little bit. Oh, brother. Not gonna lie, I am a little frustrated. A little frustrated. You see how those areas just provide you with like phenomenal reactions just every single freaking time. It's uncanny. All right, I think everybody's got this one. 674.25, TP1 681, TP2 687, stop loss 664. Okay. We got another setup coming up here on the short. We got a short Foreman at the 24907.25, targeting the 24898.25. TP2 at the 24894.25, with a stop at the 24916.25. Again, entry at the 24907.25, TP1 at the 24898.25, TP2 at the 24894.25. Stop loss at the 24916. All right, now let's see what the ES. If we go back down to the ES. What I'd like to see on the ES right now is to kind of break through the 86s, which we're pretty close, right around here. I'd like to see a break structure right here. And then I can kind of start looking for setups that originated from down here, hopefully not too close to the open. Well, I canceled because the trade played out exactly how I set it up on screen. I just missed my entry by a tick. So that was the unbalancing of the volume right there. Now, if you miss by 2 or 3 points or 4 points, that's a different story. That's one that you can, you know, if the defense is still there and the volume still has not been unbalanced or balanced out, then yeah, then I'll take a look at that trade once again. But you miss your setup by a tick. I mean, that setup played out exactly how I thought it was going to play out. Why go in with less unbalanced volume? That just doesn't make any sense. Morning, Nate. Tell me why, Joe. Tell me why the 92, why you like it. Got an area right here that I'm really interested in. The 24,773 down to the 767. Some unbalanced volume there. So I'm interested there. Just don't think it's got a lot of legs. Well, Joe, I didn't have enough time there to, So this 92 that you're talking about, we are in an area of unbalanced, up here, okay? I just couldn't find a very clear entry. Where my entry was at was down by the 666, which is in the same cluster of volume right here. But mine would have played out right around the 666, which is where I had it mapped out. Well, it didn't have mapped out, but I got to my charts about 5 minutes late on that trade, which would have been a nice little short there. All right, let's see what happens here. $907s. Wow, that was quick. TP1, TP2, that was a fast one, huh? Let's go. Hit the like button, man. I find these setups constantly. The reaction points are where they're at. That was zero drawdown. That was faster than you could say TP. Let's go. Faster than you can say take profit. Let's go. Great trade. I want to say that was a point of drawdown. Nicely done. Nicely done. Yeah, that was a quick one. All right, TP1 and TP2 hits. see what else we got. All right, now the ES made a nice little move. But let's see what else we could pick off here on the NQ. Okay. TP1 looks like shit here. TP1 looks like dog shit. This one's tricky. We've got two reactionary points right here, two areas of unbalanced volume. Actually, this looks stronger to me right here. This could be a doozy. Let's see here. Got this area. This is going to be a big stop. Actually, could need to be maybe even a little bigger. I'm going a little nutty on my TP2 here, but entry. TP. I kind of feel like I need a little bit more stop, and I don't like that. Not a huge fan of that stop. All right, 24, 975, 50, targeting the 965, 50, targeting TP2 at the 949.25, big TP2. And the stop is at 24, 987.50. I'm not going to lie to you. I do feel like the stop needs to be a little bit higher. It's 12 points already. Let's see. Like the 90s. Not too crazy. It needs like the 90 right there, 91. Sorry, no, that stops a little big. Yeah, I would appreciate the likes. I've been noticing the likes have been dropping off. Guys, gotta keep me motivated for these for these setups. I do appreciate the regulars that are on here every day. Let's see. This is a tricky one. I'm not gonna lie. This is a kind of a tricky setup for me to eye. Wow, the ES. ES is making strong moves. So that blew that one. Yeah, so Joe, I think it was Joe that was talking about the 92s. You were in an area of unbalanced volume, but the biggest impulsive move from that area came out of the 66s, which already had played out this morning. So above it, yeah, you can possibly get a reaction to it, but let's see. I'd like to see the 75s come in a little stronger. Okay. Man, I gotta use the washroom. Let me take a look at this ES really quick. So we got a pretty big move, obviously, from this area right here. Bigger than what I like to see. I like to see it a little tighter, but it's unfortunate. There's nothing clean here. So I didn't even look at it. We do have an ES that's approaching our 6719 area. So keep an eye out for that one. And we're at the 975s. I'd like to see a little bit more. Guys, I got to use the washroom. Just make sure that the NQ trade does not hit the 975 before I come back. All right, 80s are providing some really good defense, so possible 4 or 5 points of drawdown. This would be a great one for a footprint confirmation, just in case it wants to swipe the 80s. All right, so what is that? 3 setups already today? 2 for very quick TP1s and 2s. The other one we missed by a tick. I think it was maybe it was probably a tick or 2. Okay. Expecting that. Let's go. Make a little push here. Don't balance anything else out to the bottom. TP2 is left way open. Way unbalanced. Let's see. Now remember, we could get a sweep here to the 80s. No footprint yet. Dang, no footprint yet. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Shoot. This might go without me. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Oh, sorry. Should have had the footprint on there. Nothing yet. Oh, what's going over here? Nothing yet. So far TP2 is left completely unbalanced. So that's a big target. Just not getting a good footprint confirmation here yet. Nothing yet that would make me want to get in yet. Nothing yet. Close to our stop. That was a decent confirmation there. Let's see if we can get some. All right, now let's raise the risk here a little bit. All right, I'm out of that one. Let's go. TP1 hit. Got a decent confirmation, which is going into a little bit of trouble right here, but TP2 is very unbalanced, so still could be in play here. Dang, I'm on the 5 minute. Should have been on the 1 minute. There you go. TP1 and TP2. And with the explanation that what did I say? Think we need a little bit higher of a stop loss on this one. And that's what you needed. You needed that drawdown right there. TP1 and TP2. Hit the like, man. If you guys want to keep seeing the setups, hit the like on the stream. Screenshot it, yes. I just don't like that I got this IB high. You know what, let me just... So it doesn't confuse the shit out of people. Let's not make that visible right now. There we go. Print screen. Okay, now let's put back the IB. Visible. It's a good problem to have, crypto nerd. Nice trades. Nice trades already this morning. 4 setups, 3 for TP1 and TP2, 1 missed by a tick. Would have swept TP1 and TP2, which was unfortunate because I had a limit order on that one that I had missed. But it's okay. It is all right. All right, we got 10 minutes for IB. Yeah, buddy, I know that the drawdown was a little scary on that one. But what gave me some confidence was knowing that going into the trade. So into the trade, I had a fear at the 80s. Okay. Not a fear. I'm sorry. And that was not a fear. That was what I was actually expecting was possibly a sweep to the 80s. And then that's why I was looking for a footprint confirmation because I knew I would have time with a footprint confirmation if we went into the 80s. And that was the reason why I lifted up the stop loss just a little bit more, just because I knew that we were going into an area. You know, my stop loss and my take profit is all based on dynamic risk. So wherever I feel we have the greatest protection, that's where it gets placed. Yeah, sometimes it's negative risk to reward. Sometimes it's positive risk to reward. On TP2, it was a positive risk to reward here. I'm just looking for areas that I know that how many times did I say TP2 is completely unbalanced? That's going to get swept. All right, I can get rid of these lines. They did their job. Let's jump to the 5 minute. Hit the like on the stream, guys. So now the NQ's got this little tiny pocket right there. Little tiny pocket. Not clean. Not super clean. So I got that marked off. We should see a reaction here at this region that I've got marked off. Broke structure from here. I just think we might have a little bit of trouble for TP1. Just a little bit of trouble. This little sweep right here is what's kind of invalidating it for me. But we'll see what happens right here when we get to our... I wouldn't mind to see a little pullback on the ES. So far, not much. Let's see, look at the 5 minute here. 6 minutes to IB to be set. I would like to see a little pullback. That would be healthy. All right, let's see what else we can find on the NQ. We've got an area up here, but it broke a little structure. It's kind of shitty, but let's eye it out. Yeah, not super clean up here either. What else do we got? It's not clean. I'd like to see that. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm liking the pullback on the ES. I'd like to see a little bit more. Hopefully we could start maybe breaking some mini structure somewhere. Hopefully find another setup here. 4 minutes for IB to be set. I'll be right back. All right, so we got IB set in an area where there's going to be natural stops. 988. Could want to come to after the 05s. So that's a small concern. We should see a reaction at this shaded area here I had marked off. Just couldn't find a real good TP, even a TP1. Seemed a little congested. Like to see them get into the 20s. Close out a few auctions there. And then let's see what kind of move they make after that. A real retest here. There you go. Now they could go into my shaded box, or they can close out that auction right here at the 944s. Again, simple auction theory. Closing here at the 944s. They picked up some business right here. I could tap right into this little shaded area. I know that's an area that they're going to be... Like I said, this is an area where I can get a reaction point. I just don't have a good TP1. It's kind of mucky. Yeah, it's unbalanced volume. Unbalanced volume that it's just a quick area for them to do an intermediate business. Not big target. Super interested to see what happens here. All right. Well, that was a good reaction there. Da-da-da-da. Well, they kind of pulled the 45s, so now we'll see them go into the 40s. There's the swipe. There you go. Simple auction theory. Now, here at the IB high, you got to remember there's going to be, it's just a natural area for stops. So this is going to be high. I mean, I would bet everything that we tap into this today. There's just so much auction for them to do here. But they could also, I guess they could also trap you here too. But I don't think so. I like this pullback here. It's healthy. Watch the footprint. Right there, tapped into it. Let's see now if we get the reaction. If this closes green, this would be a great long. Yep, that's a decent long right there. Targeting the 914s right around here. That was an easy one to kind of spot. And then they can come after the 23s. 22s. That could be their next target. I just didn't have a good TP1 there. A little unfortunate. Good footprint. So they're going to come after the 23s. 22, 23 right here. Makes sense to me, but we'll see. Ooh, nice push there. All right. So what was that good for? It's 8 points. That's not a big deal. So like I said, guys, it's not only about finding the setups, it's about also invalidating the setup that you find just because it doesn't match up with what, you know, all of your rules are looking at. What is IB high? On the NQ, it's at the 24,988. The low is at the 24,572.50. Okay, would like to see the NQ now break the 93s. Right here. That would be a nice little break of structure right there. Good. Now let's see a little bit more of a free fall here. A little more of a free fall. And now we kind of take a look at what they left right here. No, we need a little bit more down. Let's go. Let's go. Nothing clean. Yes, it's kind of unfortunate because it's in an area right now where to break structure, it's got to pretty much cross the IB low. And we've got still the setup here sitting at the 67.19.50. Unfortunately, as much as I like this push to the downside, it's not really leaving us much, because for it to break structure, it's got to make a big move to the downside now. All right, I think I'm going to call the stream early today. I got a village inspection at 11:30, and I'm looking at traffic. It doesn't look that great. And the setups were pretty fire today. So drop the like for those that are on the signal service. Look out for any new signals that might come out. I've updated a few already there this morning. And good day of trading, up 1,700. So made a good dent on yesterday's trades. So with that, be patient, guys. You got FOMC minutes coming out earlier today. Remember that hour beforehand, a lot of position sizing. Markets start to act a little erratic. So for those that are on my signal service, they all know that an hour before, an hour and a half after, my signals are on hold. Yeah, for there to be another setup, we're going to have to see a major structure being broken, which on the NQ would be all the way down to like the 40s, the 740s. It's about 100 points to the downside. And the ES, it's got a ways to go. It's got to cross IB low before I'd start looking at anything up here. You do still have the setup here at the 67.1950, targeting the 67.17 and the 67.14. So with that, I'm out. Nice day of trades this morning. Nice day of setups. See you guys here tomorrow, market open. If you haven't, drop the like on the stream. Remember, Apex is running a pretty nice sale, 80% off first month, $40 lifetime PAs. I think I purchased 5 of them. And I think they came out to about $39 each one. And then again, the $40 fee is really nice. So if you're interested, use code TraderRob. And I had fun with you guys here this morning.